Let me start off by giving you a brief history of the Mahoning Valley, and in particular the Boardman area. I think it's kind of interesting. A gentleman by the name of Elijah Boardman in the late 1780s founded this area, and he was a U.S. Senator. He also founded Medina, Ohio. And around the turn of the century, a railroad led to an area called Southern Park, which was actually a horse racing facility. And that's really what it was located on Washington Boulevard. And that's what kind of tied the Youngstown Boardman area all together and kind of brought the Mahoning Valley together, was this railroad around the turn of the century that came down to Washington Boulevard. So as far as the study, the demographic information, here's what we defined as the area. We took Route 224 and Route 7 and used that as the center point. And then we went 2 miles outside of that. Now, if you're in the outlying areas, I'm going to be talking about them as well. If you're really, if you find yourself, further out than that, we have what we call a first view report, and we can provide that to you at no cost. It's a summary report of your particular area, and I'd be glad to do that. Just email me through the website, and I'll do that. But for this information, we're talking about 7 and 224 plus 2 miles radius around all of that. Let me talk to you about that. There are 23,446 people represented in this area. There are 10,325 households. The average age is 44. The average household income is $56,468. The educational level is, in terms of high school graduation, is 89%, which is a little higher than the national average. The national average is rated 80%. In terms of college graduates, it's at 24%, which is about the same as the national average at 24%. The average commute time for this study area is 20 minutes, and the male-female breakdown, 54% female, 46% male represented in this study. In terms of occupation, white-collar workers make up 66% of the people in this area. Blue-collar workers make up 34% of the people in the area. Families with one worker, 28%. Families with 2 workers, presumably husband and wife both working, 43%. The marital status of people that are over 15 years old in this study area, 60% are married, 40% are single, and that could represent either never married or divorced or widowed. So let's end up with a couple of top 3 lists. In terms of ethnicity, the top ethnic group is Caucasian at 93%. The second highest is African American at 3%, and then the third is Asian/other, which is non-Hispanic, and that's at 2%. In terms of the phase of life, the top group, now there are main groups that are recognized by the Census Bureau, and the top group in this particular study area is what's called empty nesters. These are people that are 35 to 54 years old, and that's 28% of the group in this study area. The second highest is retirement, what they call retirement at 65 years plus, and that represents 20% of the people in the study area. And then finally, the third highest group is called school age, and that's ages 5 to 17, and they represent 14% of the people in the study area.